Before studying in GDCP, I first studied metro engineering for 4 years as an undergraduate. These 4 years of study allowed me to develop rational study habits, which have influenced my subsequent studies in art. When I decided to apply for a postgraduate degree in illustration, I went to a teacher to learn drawing techniques and created a portfolio, which was my first systematic art education. While I still remained the study habit of learning science, I always thought I needed to learn a certain skill before I could learn anything else. For example, I thought I needed to learn sketching before I could learn coloring, and then I could learn something else after that. Just like when I studied physics, I should learn statistics before I could learn dynamics. So at that time, I always set limits for myself and denied myself, often thinking that I was not yet able to produce good, complete artworks. At that time, my work was not very narrative either. One of the things that really impressed me after studying at GDCP was when the teacher took us to 14 different exhibitions in one afternoon. In the lesson after that, the teacher encouraged us to give a presentation about the most impressive exhibition we watched. After that class, I realized that I could have a unique perspective on different forms and styles of art. It was then I started to change my thinking about art learning. I realized that studying art was not the same as studying science, and that I could learn and try any style I liked at the same time. For example, ukiyo-e is a style of Japanese painting with a very, very long history, and ukiyo-e works are very clever in their graphics and expressions. Before GDCP, I always struggled with whether I was good enough or not confident enough to try this style. But in the GDCP course, I got a lot of positive feedbacks from my peers and tutors. Then I tried to make illustrations in the ukiyo-e style in my first term at GDCP. This is a benefit I have gained through the GDCP, that I am more confident and bold in creating my artworks. I used to say to myself, am I good enough to do this? Can I make artworks in this style? When I wanted to experiment with a new style. I don't do that anymore after coming to GDCP. When I want to work in a certain style, I'm able to venture into it. And even though the final product may not be as good as I expected before, I can learn something during the process. Another benefit of being in the GDCP is that I feel more free while painting. I used to think that I have to be very, very good at lining, and I always got very hung up on the details. Now I pay more attention to the content. At the same time, I met a lot of like-minded friends in GDCP. We went to a lot of exhibitions and museums together. Before GDCP, I was surrounded by rational peers, and I rarely found friends to discuss emotional topics. And gradually, my heart became dual. After communicating with friends in GDCP, I found what I wanted to express and my standing point. We've done some irrational, even crazy things, but in our opinion, those things were romantic. I have gradually developed a renewed curiosity for the things in life, even it is a piece of flower, a tree stump, or even a piece of mold on a balustrade. And I think curiosity is very precious for any artist. In GDCP, my ability to summarize graphics has also improved. Previously, I tended to portray things more realistically, but now I know how to summarize graphics better. which helps me to express what I see in any style I want. With this ability, I was able to produce my own brand, which is reflected in my life project, and you can see that. For that project, I created a set of branding for a food product which contained 3 different sets of food packaging, and although they different in content, I was able to keep them in the same style. Well, my narrative skills has also been strengthened, whereas I used to create works that were mainly single images with little connection between them. I am now able to use multiple consecutive images to convey a complete story and to articulate the images with rich visual language. This has also given me the ability to express my ideas more freely, and this is made possible by the GDCP curriculum. In the module Discipline and Autonomy in first semester, we learned how to express emotions and stories without using the characters' movements and expressions, but only the composition and the atmosphere of the scene. We then went to Hampton Court Palace and created a storyboard with what we saw in Hampton Court and what we learned about the stories related to Hampton Court Palace. This process has helped me get into the habit of doing a lot of field work to find references in advance of creating my work. As you can see in the capstone project I made in this term, I also did a lot of field work on this project. I sketched the scenes from my street that I was going to use and made a storyboard of it, which helped me immensely in creating this narrative project. In this way, I make this project more realistic, more reliable. Well, these skills and renewed curiosity is what the GDCP have done for me. And with the abilities and skills I have learned in GDCP, I am able to generate my ideas and created a project in a more systematic way. Well, before GDCP, I wasn't really sure what kind of artist I wanted to be in the future. I was thinking, let's see what I can learn in this course. Let's see what I can do after that. Well, now, after my learning experience in GDCP, I have clarified my goal to become an illustrator who tells stories well, either as a children's book author or a concept artist, because I like creating characters, building landscapes, and even building a world. Before coming to GDCP, I didn't think I could be a concept artist. I thought there was a huge gap between myself and a concept artist, and I didn't know what skills and knowledge I should learn to build a bridge over that gap. And gradually, during my studies at GDCP, I realized that if I wanted to be a concept artist, I will need the ability to create rich characters and the ability to build scenes. Throughout the year, with the guidance and help of my tutors, I have learned ways to build scenes and how to gather my own library of materials, mainly through the module Becoming a Magpie. All of which have helped me to grow in my belief that I can one day become the artist I want to be. At the same time, my studies at GDCP have also made me look forward to the MA course, where I will probably be building stories and characters in a larger setting or a more complete worldview, rather than confining them in very single streets as in the capstone project. Hopefully, the MA course will bring me closer to my goal of becoming a concept artist or a children's book author. That's the end. Thank you.